Hi, thank you so much for joining me here today. Whether this is your first time on the channel or your 100th, I'm really glad that you're here today. I'm from Northeast Ohio, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today, I would like for you to go out and grab your favorite latte because we're going to make some beautiful cards. Yeah, we're going to be using a designer series paper that's called a little latte. So all of these cards that I'm going to do, the three of them, are kind of coffee oriented or latte oriented. They're really easy. And in fact, they're so easy, you could say they're a piece of cake. Dare I say it? Coffee cake. Okay. My name is Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping, where I am passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafting, making cards, and sharing the fun of doing all of that with you. So let's dive right in and brew up some smiles. Ready? I'm going to start basically from the beginning, where I've taken 3 sheets, a little latte designer series paper, where the papers are very nice. On one side there is a large pattern, and on the other side there is a smaller pattern. So I've put these papers all together, the 3 of them, and they are very different, and I cut them at 4 inches. And I'm going to set this aside, putting it back into the paper packet by 5 inches. Again, I'm going to get it nice and even and then cut it at 5 inches. So it's simply 4 by 5. So at our team meeting, Shannon West from the Stampin' Up! Offices shared this card. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I wanted to share it with you. Now I take these that I've cut, and I'm going to cut it at 7/8 of an inch to begin with. Now I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to cut this one at 1 3/4 inches and set that aside. So there are my 3 different pieces. I'm done with the cover for now, so I'm going to set that aside. I've cut out 3 pieces of base that are out of the Petal Pink. I have not used this before. This is a brand new packet for me, brand new color that I've not used. And I'm going to make the card bases, so they are card bases all the way by using my bone folder. They were cut at 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches and then scored at 4 1/4, where I am folding it and getting it so it is a card base. So all 3 of these now, and I'm going to set them aside for the moment. I've got my 3 different pieces, and I'm going to lay them down so they are all different. Now I'm going to take the next size of pieces, and I'm going to see if I can get something that will go well with them. I think that works pretty well. I'm going to see how that looks. And then the last 3. And then you play around with it for a moment and decide what you would like to do. Perhaps you'd rather have a different side up or a different side to swap them. Perhaps you say, oh no, I really would rather have this be over here or there. So I actually really like those 3. So I'm going to begin with my adhesive, and I'm going to take one of the pieces, put some adhesive on, and I'm going to put it on the bottom part of the card base. Then I'm going to take the top piece and I'm going to put it on the card base as well. Since I'm right-handed, this is the easiest way for me to do it. Then I'm going to take this last piece that's in the middle, and I'm going to make it so it goes in the middle and it will be pretty even. It's not a piece that's directional, so that's nice. Doesn't really need a direction one way or the other. Although I think maybe I'll put this on upside down. Perhaps the card will go, oh, it can't go that way. I think maybe I better try and take that off and do it again. Thank goodness you can just take these right off. Okay, that works. That's better. Now our coffee isn't going to be upside down and spilling out. Okay, then the next one. And I do this for all three. I'm going to speed up the video here. Now that I have all three of my card bases completely finished, I'm going to decorate with them with some die cuts that I have already done. I have out of basic white, I have done with the stylish shapes, a sentiment piece, and some cups that go with the lots of Latte Love dies. And I'm going to use the Latte Love stamp set. I've marked a D on it so that I remember that it has some dies that go with it. So there we go. I'm going to use those, inking them up in the early espresso. I'm going to use a paper piercing mat underneath to help me have a little bit more give. Since these are photopolymer stamps, there's no rubber on it really, so I'm going to be using the paper piercing mat to help me have a little bit of give. And I can see where I'm stamping, and it comes out perfectly. The second one, my second cup, and now my last cup. I'm going to put a little bit of coffee into them, some that's very light coffee. And while I have it out with the early espresso, I'll go ahead and do the sentiment, which I wrote the thanks so much. I didn't write it. I'm using from the stamp set. Thanks so much. And one more time. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and close up the ink pad and grab the pecan pie. It's got a little swirl of coffee that would go right in the cup. And I put that in each one of the cups. Perfect. Simply using some dimensionals, I'm going to pop up the coffee cups. I might want to take the backing off. And then the sentiment, I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive on one end of it, and I use a dimensional on the other end. I'm going to do that with the others, so I'm going to speed up the video again. Three cards all done. I must have forgotten to take the backing off again. There we go. Three cards all done. And for the embellishment, I have the Adhesive-Backed Swirl Dots. Using my Take Your Pick tool at the putty end, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these dots. Speeding up the video again. And in just that short period of time, we have 3 really great thank you cards ready to send. There you have it. We made 3 cards faster than it probably takes your latte to cool down. Please remember to like, subscribe, and even share this joy of crafting with others. Happy crafting, and may your adhesive be as strong as your coffee craving. I hope you have a chance to get inky today. Bye.